Hey everyone, Deborah Ager here. Welcome to this week's episode of the SOS Show. SOS stands for Strategy Over Spaghetti, and we talk about how to be strategic in your writing so that you can grow your business and share your ideas more widely in an anti-boring way. So it's wonderful to see you guys here. Thank you so much for joining today. And I'm going to talk today about something that I was talking with a group about recently, which is using content from your book or creating a book from your content. So the cool thing is that you can go in either direction. You can begin to gather your content together, begin to gather some ideas together, and then turn it into a book. Or you might find, hey, I wrote the book first, and this is what I want to talk about, and this is what's important to me. And now I'm going to go take elements from the book and create content from them. So this is really important to do when it comes to getting the word out about your book, about sharing your ideas more widely. You may want the book to help promote your business. You may not have a business. You might work in corporate America or corporate somewhere else, and you are mostly interested in sharing your story, in helping other people, in connecting to people. It doesn't always have to be about marketing a business, right? So we know that. So a few things to think about are ways to recycle, repurpose content that's already existing. So in the case of what's called a prescriptive nonfiction book, that is more of like a how-to nonfiction book, then you can take pieces from it, little lessons, anecdotes, and you can share those on social media. You can share them in your email list if you have one. If you're not taking the more businessy route, you might think, well, I don't have an email list. I don't do social media because I don't have a business, and that's fine too. Then you might find that you take elements from your book and perhaps you create a talk around it where you could then go talk to book groups, either online or in person, about your book in the future. Or you might find that there's a certain readership that would be interested in your book. And so maybe they gather somewhere. Maybe they gather in a community. Maybe they gather at a conference. Maybe they have a lunch bunch. I bring up the lunch bunch because I was invited to speak at one, I think it was last year or the year before, and it was a group that gathered around their profession. And there are other groups that gather around their profession or around their interests and so on. And these are excellent groups for you to be able to reach out to because they're frequently looking for guest speakers. There was even one in a neighborhood that I was associated with where they would have people come in from the community. A lot of them had written books. They would have people come in and talk about their books, and there would be a fair number of people at these events who would be interested in that particular topic. So these are interesting events that can help you, and it is just yet another way that you can repurpose the content of your book. I'll give you an example of one of my past clients. She took the story from her life and then paired it with what it was that she teaches people to do, which is to create a secure financial future. And she built a talk around it. And so she spoke to about 120 people about her topic. And then afterward, people said that the story touched them. They had tears in their eyes and they were taking steps. Some of them had already read the book and they were taking steps towards making this transformation in their life. And I want to leave you with a tip, which is that your book should ideally be offering a transformation to the reader. This is like for no matter what type of book you are creating, whether it's what would be called a business book or if it's more memoir or memoir and essays, then those are all books where transformation needs to happen, usually in one of several ways, which I'll share with you. One is that the author needs to transform in some way. So for instance, if you're writing memoir, then you as the author are that main character. And so you need to transform in some way. If you're the same at the beginning, at the end of the story as you were at the beginning, and the character has learned nothing, done nothing, gotten nowhere, the reader will feel very unsatisfied. Likewise, if you're writing a prescriptive nonfiction book where you're teaching managers how to do something or teaching people how to do something, then you want them to be transformed by the end of it. You want them to have new knowledge, new action steps they can take, new ways of creating goals, whatever it is that relates to your topic, you want that for them. Now, one point of clarity, am I saying that memoirs don't change the readers? Not at all. So memoirs can radically change people by helping them see elements of their life in a different way, transforming how they think about something. So you really can do a lot to transform someone's life, whether you're writing a nonfiction, a prescriptive nonfiction how-to kind of book, or a recipe book with stories in it, or a memoir, or a book of essays. So whatever it is that you might be interested in writing, there is that opportunity to help people transform their lives. And indeed, it's very important for that to be an element of what your book is trying to accomplish. So anyway, that little tip went on a little while, but I hope you love that. Every month, I have a roundtable that is for people who want to write, and it is held the third Wednesdays of the month at 11 a.m. So I invite you to come to my website to sign up for that. And it would be great to see you there. It's a free event. It's interactive. It takes place in about 45 to 60 minutes. If you need to come late, that's fine. Sometimes people have to come late because of other commitments. And there's also a replay afterwards. So if you see that you can't make it one day, you can always get the replay afterward and still become part of the community and listen in to what what we're talking about and learn from it as well. So thank you so much for being part of the SOS show, and I will see you here next week. Bye.